Thank you all for joining in. This is episode number 22, free Intune training provided by my How to Manage Devices community. And if you have any questions related to this training or any device management questions, please go to forum.howtomanagedevices.com. We are ready to answer your questions over there, right? Okay, so getting into Intune topic for today. Yesterday we had deployed Windows 10 feature updates, right? So there was a mission where it was waiting for 1909 upgrade restart, right? And we deployed Windows 10 feature update to that particular mission. Okay, so before going into that particular scenario, I want to show the HDM HTMD ring which we created for Windows Update, right? This is Windows Update ring, right? Windows 10 Update ring. So you know the difference between Windows 10 Update ring and Windows 10 feature updates. If you don't, if you have not been part of the previous episodes, please watch the YouTube video, YouTube playlist. So you will get all the recordings and all the details, right? So before going into Windows 10 feature updates, I just wanted to update, or I just wanted to rename this to Windows 10 update ring, right? So I just said Windows 10. So I mentioned only HTMD ring one over here, right? I'm going to add Windows 10 update update ring because that makes more sense. Okay, and that will give more understanding, like when somebody else kind of look into it, right? So they will come to know. And if we look from a troubleshooting perspective, from a client side, or from a device blade, if we go to device troubleshooting plus support, and you select a user, probably it will be helpful to understand which is this policy, right? So I'm going to go to Windows 10 feature updates, right? And yeah, this is more useful name. It says feature at least, right? So we had deployed this yesterday. Let's see what is there, right? What does the end user update status you can see. Okay, so it says up to date, right? 03 is, I think, domain join, Azure AD join device, and 02 is a device which um, we had seen it was waiting for a restart, right? So let me check. This is okay. This is MDM only. Okay. So let me show this. Where is it? Okay. If I go to updates, right? So this was waiting for the restart yesterday. This was waiting for 1909 restart, and then we did a feature update policy to stop the feature update on this mission, right? So we did a how did we do that? So if I go to properties, and if you can see like feature update setting is set to 1903. So this mission will stay in 1903 unless we change this to 1909 or some other latest versions of Windows 10, right? So that is why, as you can see over here in this mission or in this device, now that 1909 restart is not coming up, right? And if you want to check, if you don't believe me, so if I check WinWord, so you can still see it is 1903 version. So it stopped um, the 1909 restart somehow, not somehow, because of the Intune policy, right? This is Intune 04 mission. So So let me check what is the status it shows in Intune 04 in the console, right? Intune console, it says reboot pending, right? So before I'm going to reboot that for the first time after the policy which we deployed yesterday, right? So before that, I wanted to show you some two things, right? One is event log. So I was checking the event log today morning, right? And I was checking what happened during the yesterday's training time, right? So that was 8:56, around 8:30, 8:56. So it got three new updates. At that time, it was 18 yesterday, right? So today is 19. It was 18 May yesterday. So it got three updates, and updates was downloaded, right? So this was all happened on 18th, right? After we updated the policy. So before that, if you see, oh, not this one, you could see this is one more event, right? So if you see the general, you won't come to know like what is it exactly, right? So it's always recommended to go to detail, right, in the event log and check what is there. So it says Windows 10 1909, right? So it got downloaded, it says, right? Update was downloaded, right? So this was on 15th, right? On 15th, update got downloaded, right? But on 18th, we applied the policy. And on 18th, before applying the policy, you could see that the update was waiting for the restart. 1909 update was waiting for the restart, right? Okay. And one more thing I wanted to show is basically somebody asked me whether whether user can change the active hours, right? So I did check that on a couple of missions, on this mission also, on my production mission also, right? And if I change it to, for example, 9 o'clock, right? For example, 9 o'clock, and I'm going to accept it, yes, right? And I'm going to save it, okay? So it still says 8. Okay. Even though I changed it to 9, it has automatically revert it back to 8 o'clock. Okay. So let me change this also, right? To 7 p.m. Okay. So let's save it. So again, it shows 5, 8 to 5. So that's not allowed for the user to change, right? Okay. And one more thing I wanted to show quickly is about the registry entry, right? So in yesterday's episode, we have seen registry entries. This one, we have seen this registry entry, right? If you remember, right? So then I was looking into the documentation. In this documentation, it says this is the this is a registry entry to post the quality updates, etc., etc., right? So then I started looking into what is the registry entry specifically for Intune type of policy, right? Where Intune is creating, whether Intune is creating any policy registry entry or not. So basically, over here I could see a policy manager hive, and in the policy manager I could see there are a lot more entries that is very valuable for kind of troubleshooting from a Intune perspective as well, right? So that is this is that entry, right? So you can see the active hour end timing over here, right, in this registry, right? It's 17 hours. 17 hours means 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., right? So that is what the same thing you can see over here, 5 p.m., right? So all these entries are very useful in the troubleshooting. So please, if you have any doubt about the troubleshooting and how to do about the troubleshooting, you can go through all these entries. So these are like very valuable registry entries, right? So configure deadline for update, feature update, configure deadline for quality updates. So all these are very useful information in the registry, right? Manage preview wills. You can see like there were like different options, like you can deploy the insider update patches also when we created Windows 10 updates policy, right? Okay, so that those were the quick things which I wanted to show. I don't want to open this actually. That was a mistake. Okay. Anyways, so now what I'm going to do is, as I said, this is Windows 10 1903 now, and in the as per the Intune report, it shows pending for restart. So let's give a restart, right? And check what is going to happen over here, right? CMD is already there. Shut down -R -F -D. Come on. Sorry. Okay. So let's get restarted. Okay. So okay, that let's wait for the restart to happen. And now this is the another mission, right? This is Azure AD join device. Okay. And in the Azure AD join device also, you can see the same registry entries which I showed, right? So there are two registry places which you can look into. One is specific to Windows Update for Business. The other one is specific to the PolicyManager, etc. Right? So here also I tried to change the active hours and it didn't change. Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay, so let's go back to the portal, Intune portal. Now I just remembered one thing. Let's check whether it got updated to the latest version. No, not yet. Okay, still 2004. Okay, so let's select Windows and let's see what we can do in Windows 10 update ring, right? So Windows 10 update ring one. Now these are the interesting options which are not available in SCCM in SCCM, right? So first option is pause, right? I have not seen any option like pause in SCCM software update deployment. So probably I would say this is an advantage, right? So probably you can say like something like um, uh, what is that called? I forgot the name. There's a new option enabled in SCCM. Based on the percentage we can post the deployment, etc., right? Percentage of success. So that is a really nice feature in SCCM, but you don't have a direct option to post, right? So for example, if I want to post, so we have deployed feature updates and quality updates in this policy, right? So for example, I did a ring one, and I have found that probably 10 missions in the ring one out of 20 having problem, right? Then I wanted to post that quality update, right? So what we can do is go to post menu over here and say like post quality update. So it says, are you want to post quality updates for this ring? Yes, I said like, yeah, I want to post this because it's causing an issue in my environment, right? I want to do more troubleshooting, and then I want to resume this, right? So once I pause it, right, I don't have that pause option again, right? So I don't have that pause option again here for the quality updates. It's only for the feature updates. So I remember you have, I don't know whether you remember or not, but we have mentioned the difference between quality updates and feature updates, right? Quality updates are basically patches, monthly patches, security updates, right? And feature update is Windows 10 upgrade, right? So we post the quality updates, and probably if we go to this mission now, right, and we do a sync, right? Let me sync, and let me go to event log, right? Event, event viewer, if I can type it correctly. Applications. So for the sync and related to the policies where you want to check, I think I mentioned this couple of days before, right? This is the place Microsoft, Windows, and device. This is the place to look into. Device management enterprise. This is the log file for the MDM, right? So this is 816. So that is the latest one, I feel. 81638. Okay, let me give a refresh just to make sure. Okay, so it's 34 now, and it says this is probably the fake ID, which fake policy, which, yeah, which we had seen yesterday also, right? This is fake policy. I don't know. Intune team is doing some testing or ADMX thing. Okay, so we can ignore this. That is a non-issue. Okay, so offline domain join connection, no, that is not relevant for us. So successfully synced. Okay, it says passed successfully. So yeah, I feel it is synced successfully, right? So let me go back to Windows 10. Sorry, Windows Update Agent over here, right? Windows Update Agent, where is it? Windows Update Agent. I'm missing that registry kind of browsing capabilities here. Like in registry, it's very useful, right? When if I want to go to something, I can say like, oh, updates, and I can just click on update, right? And I can just enter, type, and press enter. It will take you to the same folder structure, right, in policy. So the, sorry, in registry, that is interesting, that is very useful option, but I'm missing that over here in event logs. Okay, so let's check. It is 85, sorry, 75. So there's no policy update over here. So nothing came here. So it is kind of a policy thing, right? So that is why it didn't probably contacted initiated the Windows Update Agent thing. So let me go back to over here. See, after update, it says the updates are paused, right? So we did a pause over there for from Intune, right? And you can see the poses there, already there, right? So that's a really nice option, right? If you have a problem with Windows 10 updates, then you can do this, okay? Or Windows 10 update. When I say Windows 10 update, this we did this for quality updates, right? Monthly patches. Okay, so let me connect back to the device which we restarted. Before doing that, let me try to check what is the status of that particular device, right? No, that was feature updates. So feature updates, we did a restart of device which was pending for reboot. As per the report, it still stays pending for restart, even though we restarted the device 04 mission, right? So let's connect back to that mission. This is Azure AD joined device, I think, registered device. I don't remember whether this is the one or the other one. It was other one. Okay, anyways, let me connect to both the missions. No, it was the other one, I think. Yeah, this was already a 1903, sorry, 1909 mission. This was the one. MDM. Okay. Yeah, IP address is 16. So that was the one. Okay, so it got connected back, and let me launch the command prompt and see what is there. Host name, if I can type host name, send Intune 04, as you can see in the log, the Intune report, right? And I logged in with the local username and password because this is my BYOD mission. This is my personal mission, right? So if you are not sure what does BYOD, CYOD, and all, probably it's better to start watching the videos, right? The previous recordings, that you will come to know like what is exactly BYO and CYO scenario, and how to register a device to Intune, etc., etc., right? Okay, so So that is done. Now let's open the settings, and before that, WinWer. So okay, that's interesting. See now it got upgraded to 1909. That's really bad thing it did, right? It didn't it didn't apply our policy. Okay, so what we learned from here, we should apply the pause policy for feature updates well before downloading the updates, right? 1909 update, and then only it will get applied, right? It cannot override the previous policies, it seems, right? So probably that could be a non-issue. Probably that might get fixed if it's a non-issue, but if it's as per design, then you need to make sure before getting 1909 update, or before getting any update, right, you need to put in the pause policy, right? So that means, right, for example, whenever the best practice would be in that case, right, best practice would be, if I can go back, no, this one, okay, feature updates, right? So feature updates, we put a pause, or we said like, no, all my missions should be 1903, right? So when we put that, it was already 1909 and pending for reboot, right, at that time. But what we did is we anyways deployed it, but thinking that it will, and this policy will take over the updates, right? So I think in the background it was already installed and it was waiting for the restart, right? So that is why this policy didn't get applied. Now the best practice is, right, whenever you have a 1909 mission, right, then I will say like, okay, now my policy is 1909, all the missions should stay with 1909. I don't want 2004, right? Whenever Microsoft releases 2004, otherwise my devices, all devices will get uh, 2004. So it is better to create this kind of a policy before getting the updates, and before downloading it, the client missions downloading it, right? So I'm going to set this policy as 1909 now, because all my missions are like 1909 in 1909 now, right? So let's see, it still stays reboot pending 1903, right? So let's say it will automatically change, right? Anyways, but anyways, yeah, as you can see, this mission is already upgraded to 1909. Okay, and this is bit complex also, right? 1903 to 1909 is kind of a enhancement package, right? This is not a full upgrade, this is like a patch upgrade, feature, even though it's a feature update. You know, like, what if you know what is enhancement package, etc., etc., right? So 1903, the code of 1909 is already there in 1903, right? But you just need to enable some enhancements in the OS with a patch, right? So that is exactly 1909 patch. So you could see some difference in 2004 updates as well, because that is a full upgrade, right? If I understand it correctly, right? Okay, so that was interesting learning. Okay, so let me go back to Windows 10 updates. Okay, so I think it's 8:25. I think we have covered a lot of stuff today. Probably you might have a lot of questions, so I will pause for the questions if you have any. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay. So is this confusing, or you need more time to understand it? What is the feedback?
Yeah, maybe time to understand and
Confusing.
check it.
Yeah, for us also it's confusing, so we need more time to understand this. Yeah.
What is confusing?
Uh,
It's not
no,
confusing,
in my
but
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, you can go. Yeah, for me, I think I missed a couple of videos. I think two videos. So for me, it's confusing. So I have to see that video, then I can see this. So maybe that will be clear understanding for me. For as of now, yeah, I am bit confused because yeah, I have not attended two classes. So maybe this could be a problem for me.
Okay, how about others?
Hello, Anup. It's clear
yeah,
for
no,
us because we have attended.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, you can go. Right.
yeah, it's not confusing. It's quite interesting. Just that we need to check the earlier videos and try to map properly.
Okay.
Maybe once we do it in our lab, maybe it would be a little more easy to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of simple, right? So as I mentioned, so if you understand the overall architecture, right, how it works. Okay, so let me try to explain in a bit more detail. Give me a sec. Where is it? Okay, so this is the one, right, which we discussed initially, right? So in SCCM world, everything is coming down from SCCM and WSUS, right? So policies, content, everything is coming down from SCCM in a normal traditional SCCM world, and right, I'm not talking about CMG and all the new stuff, right, which is there, right? But ideally, we have seen for many years everything is coming from WSUS and SCCM, right, to the client, and we can configure, like we can select KBs from SCCM console, and we can deploy it, right? But in Intune, it's entirely a different architecture. Content is coming down from Windows Update, right? So there are two types of content, right? One is quality content, software update, Windows 10 update, that is quality updates, monthly updates with security, right? So that is quality, right? One that is quality. I don't want yellow there. Okay, quality, and the other one is feature updates. So feature update is basically Windows 10 upgrade. So uh,
Yeah.
both these contents are coming down from Microsoft Update, right? Directly, right? We are not deploying the content from Intune. Intune is having only the policy configuration options, right? So two policy configuration options Intune is having. Those are like related to quality updates and feature updates, right? So these are the two policy configuration options which we have, right? So when you deploy a patch in SCCM, you will configure the user experience also, right? So that is what we are doing here. So we have two policies here. One is Windows 10 update ring, that is for quality, basically for quality updates, right? And this is a preview of Windows 10 feature updates, right? So these are the two policy configuration policies, right? So we need to configure this one for patching, and you need to make sure that feature update is definitely 0, right, over here if you are using feature updates option. So that is a limitation at the moment, but they are going to remove that probably in the future, right? So they are going to remove this entire feature update option probably from from this policy. Okay, so that will help you to understand. So these are the only two policies. That's it. So straightforward, right? So overall, two types of contents and two types of policies in Intune, right? Two types of content. One is monthly patches, and the other one is feature updates like Windows 10 updates. And same thing with the policies. So yeah, if you can go back
So
to the previous
yeah,
videos, and yeah, go ahead.
So I have a question over here. So we have seen in the feature update the days it will be appear 0. So what is the difference? I just make a confusion over there. Even if you are creating any feature update in SCCM also, we have to provide the dates, right? So what does that mean? I am bit confused.
It's so if I can go to feature updates, right? You mean to say feature updates or
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's
so
feature update.
okay. So in feature updates we don't have any dates, right?
Okay, okay,
So the idea over here is feature updates. If you don't set this policy, anyways, my like it's based on Windows Update for Business. It will automatically happen, right? If you don't set this policy, right, it is going to happen automatically. That is what happened with this device, right? It got automatically
yeah,
updated before we created any policy, right? So this feature update policy is only for stopping that feature update, right? This is only for stopping. So
okay,
when I say
okay,
1909, it will stop there. So it won't upgrade to 2004 until I change this policy. Okay, does that make sense, Dave, or
yeah.
more confusing?
Yeah, yeah. It makes sense, but you have we have seen that zero dates in
Yeah.
update ring, right?
So
Yeah.
that is
So
something different, right? So that is
okay,
something different. So over here, if you see, this is quality updates, right? So over
correct.
here, so you need to understand first thing, right? When Intune started, right? When it was like, I don't know, 6 months before or 7 months before, this policy was not there. Feature update policy was not there, right?
Okay,
So
okay,
this is a preview policy. You can see over here, this is a preview policy. It's not a production release yet. Okay. So this is a
correct.
preview policy, pretty new policy. That is why you can see a duplicate policy setting over here in the properties, right? Over here, you can see a 0, right? That is why, like,
Okay,
we used to control feature updates and quality updates from the same policy, right? Before. Now they are moving away from this one. Probably that is why I said, probably after a couple of months you won't be able to see this option in this policy. It will be entirely controlled by the other policy. Are you getting me?
yeah. Yeah.
Over
Got it.
here, we what we used to do is, like, we used to put 365, or maximum allowed value is 365. Okay,
Correct.
365. Where is it? 365. Right. So this was the maximum allowed value. When I say 366, it will say like, no, it's not allowed. Right. So we used to put 365 over here. So what is the problem with 365? In organizations, like, we are still kind of running 1802 versions of Windows 10, right? If we put a if we put a 365 days, that is only 1 year. After that, it will automatically get upgraded, right? So organization doesn't have any control, right, after 365 days to post the
Correct.
feature policy. That is why they moved this policy from here, right? And they created a different policy to post this feature updates entirely. So the full control is with your organization, right? You can entirely post the feature updates. So if you don't want 2004, you want all missions in 1909, you can set this policy up. So that is a confusing part. Yeah, I know. And I think I have mentioned over here also in this, right? So limitations. So this is one point Microsoft made, right? If you are using both the policies, for now you need to set this as 0, then only it will work. This is kind of a
Okay,
limitation or non-issue for now.
okay, okay. So got it. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries, man. Okay, any other questions?
Anup, can we see the synchronization issues between Microsoft Update and the node
The Microsoft Update and
and the endpoint?
this one, client, you mean to say?
Yes, yes, yes,
Uh,
client.
all those things are like at the moment we need to go through the event logs, as I mentioned or showed before, right? Everything is those two event logs. So if I go to event viewer, everything is through this one, right? That device management event log for the policy configurations, and Windows Update agent for um, the patches, sync, and everything, right? So you mean to say the sync like SCCM? Okay, so I got you. Uh,
So say
so
suppose in event log we'll find that the download has been failed.
yeah, so you could see like I have shown you what 1909 download completed or something, right, in the event log.
Yes. So
So same thing you can see. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, like if at all, if we have a chance to see if the downloads are getting failed, and if we find out in the event viewer,
Mhm.
so how to tackle those situation?
Okay, so that's really a good question, right? So in SSCM, what we do normally, right? There could be some issues like SSU is not updated. Probably that is why that is where we are not getting we are not getting the patches, right? So we need to update the SSU. But in this world, Windows Update for Business world, it is straightforward, right? This is everything is handled by Windows Update, Microsoft Update, or Windows Update from the cloud for business, right? So so it will handle automatically those kind of scenarios. But if you are talking about downloads, right? So downloads, yeah, again, that is a generic kind of troubleshooting which you need to perform, right? So there could be some bits components involved in this. So you might need to look into bits. If I can show you bits, I don't know where is it. Background intelligence, background transfer, yeah. So you need to look into bits, and you need to look into other event logs to understand what is happening with bits and all, right? So you need to understand, you need to troubleshoot in that way, right? So whether the bits download is happening or not, what is failing, why bits is failing, and if bits is failing, you need to check whether bit service is running or not, right? So all these things, services.msc, all these things you need to check. These are like general kind of troubleshooting you need to do whenever you have a issue like that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I have just wordings from you in today's session. So is that we need to pass quality updates for future updates to get installed? It's not like that, right?
No, probably I did say something wrong. I don't know, like, but yeah, that's not correct. If I said that, then that's not correct. So we don't have to post quality updates for posting feature updates.
I get that correctly. I am not meaning like you have informed like that. I didn't get that properly. So that's what I want to clear here.
I'm not. I didn't hear you properly. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't mean like you have told like that. I didn't listen to that correctly. So maybe I didn't get that correctly. So reason I want to clear it here.
Anyways, that's not a problem. I can say wrong things many times, so that's fine. No worries.
Session was really useful on also since we are running real time things like policies and other event viewer things apart from GUI. This is very useful. Thanks for your session.
Hey, no worries, man. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, we are going to stop for today, and we will see something new tomorrow. Say,
So Anup, on reporting, you mentioned there is no
yeah.
default reporting, but any other ways we can pull such reports to see
Uh,
the client?
I think I did mention about this documentation, and where is it? Okay, this one. Complaints report, right? So see, validation reporting Windows 10 updates for for Intune, right? So there's something like update compliancy and OMS. I don't know whether you have heard about Azure Log Analytics and etc. Right? So all these data should, if you enable the telemetry, right, as per the documentation, it should automatically get populated in your log analytics and update complaints, right? So from there you can get the reports you want. But I just wanted to warn you, it won't be similar experience as SCCM SSRS reports, right? So you need to kind of do a lot of configuration work, etc., 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 to complete to get the complete report.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So if we don't have any other questions, we are going to end the session for today, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you all, and enjoy your day, rest of your day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. You too.